fallout from the indictment of former President Donald Trump. U.S. Capitol Police are on what they call an enhanced security posture this morning. We are waiting for the actual indictment to be unsealed. The charges stem from alleged hush money payments, though, made to adult film star Stormy Daniels. The details of Trump's surrender are still being worked out, but it is expected to happen next Tuesday.
There's a lot to break down here. We're joined now by legal analyst Karen Conti.
Yeah, let's start, Karen. Good morning to you. First of all, let's start with the charges that are involved here. Talk about the case by the prosecutors.
Well, we don't know what the charges are yet. They haven't been unsealed, but clearly it's going to be that there were business records that were falsified and that this hush money was paid, and it should have been deemed to be an expense that wasn't related to business. And therefore, it could either be that they're tying it to a tax fraud, meaning that it wasn't categorized appropriately for tax purposes, or it could be tied to campaign finance laws. So we won't know that until the indictment is unsealed, which, if we don't hear from anyone right now, it'll happen on Tuesday when he turns himself in.
So, Karen, I've been listening to some of your comments over the last 12 hours or so here. Some of President Trump's supporters are calling this an illegal witch hunt. I know you even said that this isn't maybe the most damning case of those that could come against him. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think of all the things that are going on right now in Trump indictment land, this one is the most trivial in that it really is what we're talking about, a miscategorization of expenses. And even if it's tied to taxes or campaign finance, it's a felony, but it's a low-level felony. And someone who doesn't have a criminal record probably wouldn't spend any time in jail for that. So he's got other problems. The case down in Georgia for election interference is ongoing. There is the New York Attorney General is looking into tax fraud, and there have been people indicted and pled guilty in those cases. We have the Mar-a-Lago classified documents case, and then we have the January 6th inciting violence case. So all of those things are very different, and they're all different types of crimes. But my guess is that there's going to be an indictment on at least one of those.
Hey, Karen, no matter your party lines of folks out there, no matter whether they think this is a witch hunt or whether they think this is right, a lot of people want to know what happens next. Now, this is far from a typical case, being this is a former president, but what does typically happen next?
Well, what's going to happen is there's not going to be a perp walk unless Donald Trump insists on that himself. There will be an orderly turning himself in. They'll be scheduled. I'm sure the district attorney is in contact with Trump's lawyers, and they're going to arrange a safe turn himself in. He's going to be accompanied by his attorney. He'll be fingerprinted. He will have photographs taken. He will be processed. And then there will be an indictment, arraignment set, and that is the formal reading of the charges. At that point in time, we will know what the charges are. And then there will be motions, and then there will be discovery, and there will be exchanging of documents. And my guess is that Donald Trump is going to draw this out, as he does in almost every single legal issue that we've seen him in. There's going to be back and forth, and it's going to be continued until there is a trial or a plea. Okay. And then we go on trial.
Okay, Karen, let's talk about this, though, quickly, and the last question I have for you, and that is, what does this mean for his re-election campaign?
It means nothing. There's nothing in the Constitution that says a person cannot run for president if they are indicted, if they are even convicted. And in fact, we have a historical situation where someone ran for president from a jail cell. He can even govern from a jail cell. So this won't impact him legally. Politically, that's a whole other story, right?
Karen, thank you so much. I'm sure we'll be in touch.
Have a nice weekend.
You too.